Okay, so the final frontier here is putting on the wrapper, the final wrapper, and the triple cap end. We're going to go real slow and try to make this as clear as possible. The cigar from the other day. We rolled that out and tried to get all the good tobacco, the best tobacco we have to offer here is up in the front, and the lesser amount is in the back. This is an almond wrapper. And if you look, here's our tip up here. If we look at the veins, you can see the spacing. This is important. We're going to get to this. The spacing, the gap between these veins as it gets down towards the stalk end gets bigger and more pronounced. So we want to start at the tip, correct side down, and we want the tip. This is the good tobacco with the front end, the foot of the cigar is going to have the good tobacco with the good tobacco. So we're going to take this, tuck this over with our veins running this way. I'm going to take this and I'm actually giving a little pulling pressure this way to get, and I'm taking my fingers here and spreading it to get it wider and get it started. And I'm actually pulling it towards me, keeping it taut. And take that right up. Right up, and at this point right here, we're going to put a little bit of glue. And we're going to, this naturally rolls right on, keep rolling, and it goes right into, and twist that right in. It naturally goes into a head of a cigar. It actually caps it the first time. Now the only thing, a lot of guys roll a cigar and leave it. This is done. Take the foot of the cigar here. I could use a cutter. I could use whatever I want. I just use a pair of scissors real quick. Trim that up. Now that could be a finished cigar there. The only thing that's going to hold this head together and keep it from unraveling is the glue that's on there. So we're going to go ahead and take this one step further if you want. It's up to you. But we're going to show you what a triple cap, you can take it to whatever level you want. A lot of people think that this is how Liga Privada will give you the cigar, and it's not. They actually do an additional wrap, which we're going to do right now, and show you how that would go, and then we're going to take you right into a triple cap. So we're going to put a little glue on that guy. Okay, I got a little nipple that formed there, and I'm going to take that nipple, twisted it up nice and tight, and I'm just going to press that in like that. Now, for the time being, let's put this down and do an explanation of where we go from here. That cap, it's wrapped up tight, it's twisted up tight, and the cigar is basically smokable and finished. We'll put that down for a minute. Let's pretend for a minute that this end of this pipe is the end of our cigar. What we're going to do is cut a piece of tobacco like a piece of this masking tape to keep that wrapper from unraveling, because that's what the purpose of this triple cap is, or any cap for that matter, is to keep the head of the cigar from unraveling. So if I took a piece of straight masking tape on this, I laid it on here, and I laid that and I rolled it in a circle and went all the way around. Anybody could do that, right? Easy enough. All we're going to do, because we're going to cut a piece of tobacco that's our piece of tape. Take this piece of tape and we're going to cut it with in a rounded shape like that, okay? So the ends are rounded here, the ends are rounded here. The reason it's rounded is so it runs off at the end. So if I put that on like that, and I run around the pipe, keep going around, we want it to run off the end. And look what happens at the end. Because of the way we cut it, it runs off, up, and would then get crimped. And that's exactly what we're going to do with the tobacco. We're going to cut a leaf in the same shape as this piece of tape. So if you can wrap a piece of tape around a pipe, you can do a triple cap. So let's take that now, and we'll take this leaf, and we're going to cut a piece, and I'm eliminating, I don't want in this piece of tape that we're making for the end of the cigar, I want to get rid of that vein. I want it real smooth. So I'm going to take that vein right out of there. Okay? So I've got that curved piece to it. Make sure we got our right side up, the dark side goes down. We're going to put plenty of glue on there. I'm going to take this now on this cigar in the same direction that that got wrapped up, was going this direction. We're going to put this on. We're going to pull it and keep it tight, just like the piece of tape. And wrap it on around the cigar. You can see I'm coming around. There's the other side that I started, going straight around. Pretty easy. At the end here, I want to start flaring it off towards the top of the cigar. I'm actually pulling it a little bit up towards the top of the cigar. And then I'm just going to take that and twist it into we're going to twist that into a nipple at the end of that cigar. Okay, I'm kind of pushing in, getting that nice and tight, snugging that down. And we're going to cut that off. Now, a Liga Privada would have left that on, but they still would have this wrap, this piece of tape wrapped around that cigar. You want to keep that nice and glued. We're going to take that little nipple there, and we're going to press that in. Okay, that wasn't too hard. That wasn't too hard to do. You can see I just followed the line all the way around. At the end, it just ran off, come up, twisted into a thing, into a nipple, cut it, poke it in, I'm done. I have one more step. I just have to make the final cap. So our first twist up is the first cap, this is the second cap, and our third cap is going to be with this tool. We're going to take this, put a blob of glue on there, take our cap tool, which is a piece of pipe that I got from Home Depot, and just filed it to where it's got a nice sharp edge to it. And we're going to run it in a circular motion around in a circle to make our little cap. Take the cigar that we just did, we're going to put that on there and pull that off. And that cap that we just made with the pipe is on here. If it's a little out of position, pull it into position and push that down, smooth it down. And you've got a nice triple cap cigar. Okay. There you go. So you can see where the tape ran up, where the cap is on. Make sure that's pressed down nice, and you could leave it just like that. That's a finished cigar ready to smoke. Now, for those who want to take it one step further and make the cigar as good as you can make it look, I can take this now, I do sometimes, and I'll take this cigar and place it back in the mold. I don't slide it all the way to the end. I'll take this, start the end, and then reach in and slide the cigar up to the end, and then press that in. So even with the final wrapper on there, I can take this now, put it back in the mold, press it. If I left that for a half hour, 45 minutes, an hour, I could leave it overnight. But it puts a nice finished press. It'll make the veins much less obvious. It makes it look like a factory-produced cigar with a nice Cuban triple cap on there. I suggest you try this. It's not that hard. And just think of it as wrapping it with a piece of tape. Now this cigar, when you clip the end, will not unravel. And that's the reason it was made this way. That's why the Cuban rollers make it this way, is to prevent this thing from unraveling. It's not just an appearance thing. So give it a try. If you want to make your cigars look as good as you can, I strongly suggest you give this a try. It's not that hard. And try it on a piece of pipe first. I think you'll find it's easier than you think it is. Good luck.